I'm Chris.
And I'm Angie. And this is the story of how Jesus changed our hearts.
My wife and I, Angie, got married in 2010. And what we started doing on date nights was we started going to the casino. In the beginning, it was, kind of innocent, throwing a couple dollars into the slot machine, having dinner.
So if I'm being honest, it started out as something super innocent. We each would throw a $20 bill in a slot machine, cheer each other on, and call it a night. And at some point, it seriously got out of control.
The one night turned into maybe 2 nights a week. And then we were not just playing the slot machines. I was, hitting the card tables. And then it was 2-3 times a week. And, then it was the fight in the car ride home because I lost all our money.
We saw that it was affecting our finances. And we would leave at the end of the night and we knew that something needed to change. We knew that this really wasn't the way God wanted us to manage. It was disobedience. It was sin. It was, no matter what that looks like in other people's lives, this just happened to be ours.
During this time, at the end of every paycheck, the bank account was kind of empty and we were living paycheck to paycheck, wait for every other Friday to come. And just when you get there, then all of a sudden the water heater breaks and then, that's a credit card bill right there. One point I was talking to my dad and he reminded me of the Malachi 3:10 verse that says, "Bring all the tithes into the storehouse so there may be meat in my house." I reflected and I remember it's not just me giving money. It's about me and how I feel my heart towards the Lord about giving that money because, hey, let's face it, everything is his to begin with, right? So at that point, Angie and I decided that no matter what, we were going to tithe. And we were going to tithe first. No matter what other bill we had, God was going to get our money first.
Not only did we decide that we needed to tithe first, and that needed to be our first commitment, but we knew that it was bigger than us. The desire to go to the casino. It was not just affecting us in our checkbook, it was affecting our marriage. So we prayed that God would take that desire from us, and he is so faithful. He took it from us immediately.
In Malachi 3:10, God literally says, "Test me in this." I'm thinking if the Lord of the universe is telling me to test him, I'm going to. So in those times, he was talking about crops and fields. We don't have crops. I don't have fields. But what I do have is a house. I do have a car. I have a water heater. I have a furnace. Things that tend to break. And what we noticed was when we started giving and we were very diligent about it, things weren't breaking as much. At the end of every 2 weeks, there was money in the checking account. There was actually money in the savings account too.
So what I learned through the experience is that I needed to keep my eyes fixed on Jesus and trust in him. Doesn't mean things aren't going to break, but when they do, he still provides.
When I look back to what God was teaching me, I had a heart change. I used to look at it as I was giving this because I had to. Now I give this because I want to. I know everything is his to begin with. And he says to obey me is to love me.
So the one thing that has become super important for Chris and I is to give where we are being spiritually fed. And it's so awesome to see what God does with that through other ministries, as we can all see how God is using that blessing to feed other people for his glory.